Hey guys, your boy Protagonist JWa with Gardening with JWa, and today is another gardening vlog. Today's Saturday though, it's not Friday. This is the Flavor Delight Apium. It's what the thumbnail picture will be. And as you can see, starting to bust. All the blooms. Finally starting to wake up. This is freaking beautiful. And then what I got going down over here, as I walk over through all this, is I'm doing my fertilizing. I forgot to do it last week. Well, I didn't forget. I got tied up last week, and I said, you know what? I'll skip a week. It's not end of the world. So I got all the drippers running. I water first, and then I fertilize after, because nitrogen is obviously lacking in Arizona bad soil, and nitrogen apparently moves really fast through the soil. So I tend to like to put that on top versus starting with it at the bottom, because then I don't want it to flush through. That seems to work better. This right here is a little aloe vera that I didn't put in the ground yet. So it overgrew this little pot it's in. And the hummingbirds are essentially coming up to this guy for nectar. It's pretty awesome. So what is going on in the garden today? Well, as you saw, the Flavor Delight Apium starting to bust, which is awesome. You're actually getting tips. Let me see if you can get a... It's kind of weird to do the lighting. Hold on. See that? All the tips are starting to come out. So if you look at these guys, they're starting to bust. It's freaking amazing. Like all across. I gotta do it. The sun's at an angle right now, so it's super weird. You see that? And then obviously the mulberries are freaking beautiful. So if I can get like a shot that's not like terrible. See that? All the mulberries are busting all across the board. Avocado. Gosh, the lighting is like, it's earlier in the day, so the lighting is like just not my friend right now. No, you can see that. Yeah, see that new growth? It looks like there's gonna be flower buds on this, but there's no way in hell I'm letting this thing fruit. I just planted it. Even my guavas, the tropic pink. Like I said, the sun's at a crazy angle right now, and it's like we're going into summer, so when the sun's at an angle, you're gonna see less. It's gonna kind of look weird, but that's also kind of why, if you look at this planting, is I kind of have like, hey, here's deciduous, and then here's non-deciduous. So I try to make it to where the deciduous trees kind of add spacing between non-deciduous trees, so when the sun is at a weird angle, you don't lose too much in the way of sunlight. Hold on, I'm trying to find, where are you? Where is a good example? I just had it. You're starting to, oh, right here. I don't know if you can see that. The problem is I gotta go at an angle, but I'm trying not to like shade it out myself with the sun. You see that? Those are all blooms, and this guy is finally starting to get them all over. Unfortunately, we're warming up, so when this guy does wake up, we're gonna have a unfortunate scenario where all of his leaves might not be that beautiful dark purple, that burgundy color. So we'll have to see. And then if I go over this way, and sorry if you hear any noise, neighbor kids got their stuff on full display. This is the Sherry Loquat. I gotta stop. Sherry Loquat, not Sherry, I'm sorry. This is the seedling Loquat that I call Mystique, because I have no idea what's gonna come out. And then let me switch because of the sun. This is Sherry. I don't know how this is gonna come across on the camera. So here's the crappy part about Loquats. I don't know how well Sherry is from a pollination perspective. The first year, obviously, she only put on a handful of fruit where she actually flowered. This is the second year. She's put on way more blooms, but I don't know what's actually going to translate into actual fruit. So it is going to be a complete surprise. I almost got to come from like an angle like this It's going to be a complete surprise as far as what comes about. And then obviously, also putting on new growth. Best time to cut. So my understanding with loquats is that the last like 6 months of growth, because they tend to start flowering, or at least put on flowers, kind of that December, January kind of time. So really, if you want, the best time to cut it is literally after it fruits, if you want to manage it for size. And then because it fruits on that new growth like later in the year or in the following year, depends on the variety. Sherry essentially puts out all these guys in December, but actually puts out fruit or flowers in January, it seems, at least for me. And then obviously if you go over to the little almond, my little Yori Zane almond, you can see tons and tons of blooms all over the place starting to God, the lighting is so terrible. Usually I try to do this in like more midday because the lighting's more overhead, so it's easier to do. Oh, and then the last thing I want to showcase, hold on, let me go over here, is this. Look at this monstrosity. Oh, okay, well, look at this. This is my Mexican, how do I get a good light on this? This is my Mexican elderberry, and try to see if I can see it. Oh, it's hard to see, but look how thick the trunks are. And all the woody growth, you can see there, just puts on these huge stalks. You have this like little spindly woody growth, and then all of a sudden, bam, this guy goes about. So no flowers, a lot of green growth, and what is this? Looks like some type of insect is on it. No idea if it's bad or not. These things, if you rub the leaves, they smell really weird. And then obviously, look at the Florida King, full bloom. Absolutely amazing. Starting to leaf out too. We're gonna get a crap ton of peaches because, I mean, just look at this monstrosity. You got like all these little vining pea, like a common pea plant all over it. Blooms everywhere. And then you got this freaking Mexican elderberry, Mexican sunflower that I'm just like snipping as it gets too close. That's like protecting. This guy's acting as protectant for the trunk. So I'm not really gonna have to paint the trunk as much, which I will do a video on trunk painting. And I will also do a video on what I'm doing with these weeds. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of tough. Yeah, you know what I gotta say? The angle of the early morning videos is surprisingly difficult. I think I'm gonna stick to doing the midday videos, even though it can get kind of hot. I think it just gives way better lighting. So yeah, that's the update so far for the garden. Florida King, full production. Mexican elderberry, a lot of vegetative growth. No sign of flowers. I mean, maybe that's what this is right there. No idea on the flower front. Bees are obviously in full action. Fertilizing using the bucket, and the fertilizer injector is going amazing. Air Vipa avocado, putting on new growth. Planted it literally like 2 months ago. Same for the tropic pink guava. So everything in the garden is going really good, and we're finally starting to see things wake up, which is super sweet. And then it'll look like a crazy jungle. So this is your boy Protagonist JWa with Gardening with JWa. You guys have a great rest of your Saturday. Bye.